Welcome back, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. We're talking about what I believe with the Ripple lawsuit with SEC has much larger implications here. In fact, I think we are on the precipice of seeing the greatest reveal in crypto history. I'm not kidding. Let's roll that beautiful intro and get into this. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at @BackupBradleyAbove at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's start with this because I really do believe what we're seeing is history in the making here. And I believe at this point, and it could change, everything is liquid, but I believe that this is the way it has to go. This is the way it has to go. This is a part of making history, and you got to have a strong stomach for it. Let's get into this. So SEC's Ripple and XRP lawsuit may be largest regulatory event in history of crypto, says Charles Hoskinson. I absolutely agree with that comment. Shout out to Charles Hoskinson, and shout out to 432 XRP for that post. That sets the tone. Now let's talk about this, because this is talk about feet planted firmly on the ground. We are at 30 cents and currently falling like a manhole cover from the sky. It is down more than 35% right now, and you better have the stones to know what you hold, or you'll be jumping like paratroopers out of an airplane. You know, to add to that notion, we just saw the announcement from BondCrypt here that Bitwise Crypto Index Fund has liquidated its XRP position. Bitwise said the move took place in light of the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has alleged that XRP is a security. This is something we have to pay attention to going forward, that we may see the exchanges and investment funds begin to liquidate the position on these things and get out until this is absolutely resolved. This is quickly taking us to where I want to go for the conversation in this video today. And hang in there, because this is about to get heavy here in a minute. We saw Ripple tell us that the SEC's attack is not just on Ripple, but it's on crypto in the United States. We just saw that Charles Hoskinson told us that he believes that this may be the largest regulatory event in the history of crypto. I'm inclined to agree with Charles and Ripple on this matter. We know that XRP is a digital asset built for payments. It's a native digital asset on the XRP ledger, an open source, permissionless, decentralized blockchain technology that can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. XRP can be sent without needing a central intermediary, making it a convenient instrument in bridging two different currencies quickly and efficiently. Now, we also know that the SEC has launched that lawsuit out onto Ripple. And now they have just recently issued, by the way, a new issuance or a letter that's come out here that is saying that there are special purpose broker dealers now, and they're making a statement that sets forth the commission's position. For a period of 5 years, a broker dealer operating under the circumstances set forth in the statement will not be subject to a commission enforcement action on the basis that the broker-dealer deems itself to have obtained and maintained physical possession or control of customer fully paid and excess margin digital asset securities for the purposes of the paragraph 1, section rule 15, blah, blah, blah. These circumstances, among other things, include that the broker-dealer limits its business to digital asset securities, establishes and implements policies and procedures reasonably designed to mitigate the risk associated with conducting a business in digital asset securities. So, really, after a day or two here of throwing the lawsuit at Ripple, which I believe is right here, if I'm not mistaken. There it is right there. And I'll move it over here really quickly. But knowing that they've actually, pursued this whole lawsuit with Ripple. And guys, if you haven't seen the video from this morning, please watch that. I break down the first 2 or 3 pages there. And it really does kind of bring it home where the SEC is coming from and what they're saying. And just so you understand that they are suing Ripple from 2013 to present day. They're going for the whole enchilada here. They are reaching in a very, very big way. Now, with that being said, let me take you to this post that Stuart Alderati made 2 days ago that I really have not been able to shake off. This is what he said, and we're about to get into this in a very big way here. In 2015, the U.S. government concluded XRP was a virtual currency. Last I checked, the SEC is still part of the United States government. Here's the plus side. The industry will finally get the clarity it deserves. Goodbye, Howey test. Hello, Ripple test. That is something I've not been able to shake off since he put that post out. And shout out to Stuart Alderati because it got me thinking. And it's really got me inspired to think. And what about the Howey test? The Howey test is what is used. It's an ad hoc test that's very vague and open by design to determine whether something is a security or not. That test, I started to ask myself, how did we get the Howey test? Where did it come from? The Howey test is a test created by Supreme Court for determining whether certain transactions qualify as investment contracts. If so, then under the Securities Act of 1933 and the Security Exchange Act of 1934, those transactions are considered securities and therefore subject to certain disclosure and registration requirements. Looking at the background really quick of the Howey test here, the background. In 1946, some of this overlaps, but stay with me here. In 1946, the Supreme Court heard a case, SEC versus Howey. You don't say. That concerned whether a leased back agreement was legally an investment contract, one of the types of investment that is listed as a security under the Acts. In Howey, two Florida-based corporate defendants offered a real estate contract for tracts of land with citrus groves. The defendants offered buyers the option of leasing and purchase the land back to the defendants, who then would tend to the land, harvest, pull, and market the citrus. As most of the buyers were not farmers and did not have agricultural expertise, they were happy to lease the land back to the defendants. The SEC sued the defendants over these transactions, claiming that they had broke the law by not filing a securities registration statement. The Supreme Court, in issuing its decision, listen closely, finding that the defendants' leaseback agreement is, in fact, a form of security, developed a landmark test for determining whether certain transactions are investment contracts and thus subject to the registration requirements under the Howey test. A transaction is an investment contract if it is an investment of money, there is an expectation of profits from the investment of money is in a common enterprise, any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or third party. Now, we do know that Chris Giancarlo went through the Howey test extensively several months ago and broke down how not only does XRP not fit the Howey test, but it actually proves out to be that it is a currency, not a security. A part of that findings and that writings, those writings that Chris Giancarlo had written about that, were also submitted in the class action lawsuit that Ripple is dealing with now. My question is we're about to see a new SEC office dedicated to digital assets and blockchain. This was announced in early December, less than a month ago. If the current division of the SEC that handles traditional commodity or traditional securities and has a Howey test, then wouldn't the new division and new standalone office dedicated for digital assets need to have its own version of a Howey test? This is why I can't shake Stuart Alderati's comment about goodbye Howey test, hello Ripple test. This to me is the biggest signal excuse me, that we're about to see the SEC's new standalone office get a new form of test, a Ripple test, if you will, instead of a Howey test for the digital asset space going forward. I believe this because Ripple is being sued by the SEC. And in order to get the Howey test back in 1930 something here, we had to have a lawsuit. And that lawsuit was the SEC versus Howey. I believe we are seeing precedent that is being set now, because we're going to see the SEC sue Ripple for XRP and everything about it. And I don't think they come out of it unscathed, but I do think we come out of this a winner. And I think we come out of this with the legal precedent that's not only needed for Ripple and XRP to move forward, but for the entire crypto asset space to move forward. And that, to me, is extremely as exciting as it is scary to watch all of this unfold. But this is where I'm at in this moment on this day. I think we are on the precipice of seeing the greatest reveal in crypto history, which is going to start with legal precedent on a digital asset that really, to date, has yet to be defined. Isn't that the true argument here? The true argument here is, just as Cryptopolis has so eloquently said, co-host of the show on Fridays, and he said it over a year ago, you can't legislate what you haven't defined. Legal precedent is what we need. As scary as this may be, getting into a tangle here with the SEC and Ripple over XRP, I believe it's exactly what's necessary to take us to a road of clarity for the entire crypto asset space, as well as the special designation that XRP will ultimately find itself in, which will also take us to what I believe will be a price set for the asset. All right, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know. Let's keep the conversation going. There's a lot to figure out. There's more questions than answers. And this is how we get the best out of one another, is by pushing each other to push the conversation forward and see what we can figure out here. But I feel like we really are onto something very special. Make sure you check out the links in the description box and the comment section. They are trusted, vetted links. I'll catch all of you on the next one.